Well guys, time for an update video. And I thought for a while about how to go about this, but I thought it would be funny anyway just to show you the motor out and have everybody think right away that I blew my motor already. And I was thinking about how to do this elaborately, but then I knew I wouldn't be able to hold my composure, and I thought that would be mean to tell you I blew my motor already, but the motor's still in here, it's fine. This is out of my my truck over here, which I decided to kill. I'm gonna scrap the body. I took everything out of it and cut the rad support and everything out of it and ruined everything. Just because I'm tired of looking at it. I don't expect a lot of people to understand that, but it was a cheap truck and the only thing worth money is the engine. So, quick update for the truck is that it's gonna die in the scrapyard because I don't really feel like driving it around or insuring it or getting it inspected or trying to fix it to sell it to somebody, and I don't really want a truck. I don't really need one. I have a Kia and a trailer, and the Kia and the trailer does more than the truck would for me, so just deciding to kill it. So I'm selling the engine and trans out of this guy. I put the truck transmission in my Fairmont because I knew it was good, and I knew I would never get my money out of the torque converter. There's a $1,200 billet torque converter, which I would instantly lose. So I was like, fuck it, I'll put it in my Fairmont. And then I said to myself, well, I know I said this already, but I might as well put the transmission and the torque converter in that work already, so I don't waste my time. So this is a junkyard 80E and my 6-liter that ran great. So that guy's out already, and I'm looking to sell this to someone locally, but there's a million tire kickers, so we'll see what people do. But anyway, that's that. And then this car has been doing great. I know I posted a video of running 18 pounds, and it feels fast as hell. So we'll see. It'll probably go 13s. You know how that shit goes. And I had it up on 21 pounds of boost already on pump gas and meth, and it's doing really good. And I don't know if I said it in a video or not the other day, but I threw a belt and I went a little overboard, and I changed everything about my whole belt setup because my Malibu, I got rid of the whole car because I got tired of that and some other stuff. So I didn't want to deal with it at all. So what I did is I put a Corvette alternator on it because I keep hearing from guys like the guys that design the quick performance brackets and other things. There's a clutch assembly in here, like a back limiting torque clutch, and then it's also higher amperage, and then it also fits the Corvette bracket. Obviously it's a Corvette alternator, and it wasn't that bad priced anyway. And I put an idler down here. We could call this the unsloppy episode, how everyone says. That's not sloppy, but apparently they don't see any of my welds. So what it ended up being is I put all 4 bolts in here now. I had 3, and this one I cut down suspension sleeves that I had left over. They were like 2.7 inches. So when you cut 1.5 inches out, you're left with like 1.2 inch. I put one of the 1.2s back here, so the whole bracket was tweaked in. So that's probably what was fucking me the most. And it only would happen if I would be like torching off the tires in second gear and lift really hard immediately. It would skip the belt off, but that's because it was tweaked forward and everything else. But I ended up going with all of this crazy shit just to never have that issue again, and you know, just to try it out. And currently there's a 5 rib on it, and it's too long because my tensioner is actually topped out. My tensioner is as far out as it can go. It has no tension on it right now. Well, there's some tension, but a testament to how well this is working is the tensioner is topped out. It's not pulling on it at all, and the belt doesn't come off. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and the belt doesn't come off. So it'll be right, and I will get like about 1 inch shorter belt. I have written here 75.5, but it'll probably take a 74.5 right now. Other than that, the car is doing excellent. Everything is doing good. The only other problem I've been having is randomly, I think I'm data logging too much now. I have so many things like uselessly data logging on my HP tuners that when I make a highway pull now, 50% of the time it'll zonk out at like 100 miles an hour or 120 or something. Like right in the middle of over 5,000 where it's usually a little rich and I want to have a data log, it dies out. So what I did is I trimmed a lot of fat out of what I was data logging on the computer, and we'll see how it goes from then on. I've never had that problem before, but I've never been data logging 40 things before, so I figured that might be the issue, a bandwidth issue or something that has trouble. Other than that, it has been nothing but reliable so far. When I threw the belt and it overheated, it was also extremely dirty from the heater core. The heater core blew up and filled my interior full of shit. So what I did the other day is my coolant was still brown from the heater core. I should have probably cleaned it out before I put it all together, but you know how that goes. Once the car's running, fuck it, drive it. So what I did is I just siphoned out of the rad about a gallon, and I put about a gallon of fresh antifreeze in, so it's been a little green now instead of brown. But other than that, it's been doing really good. It's been staying cool. The transmission, I still don't even have the fan hooked up to the tranny cooler. It's just the tranny cooler. Everything else is doing good. I got my spare 10 holes in here. I'm going to order a set of 235 drag radials for that beast. We have a set of slicks. Someone is driving by with a piece of shit pickup truck. A nice header tick. Other than that, it has been doing extremely good. I added the methanol. Did I tell you guys I added a methanol kit? I walked all the way around this fucking thing. I added the methanol nozzle to it. I was running 14 pounds without methanol. It was doing good. The inlet temps and everything were really good too. So I ended up cranking it up. I put the tank in the trunk. I forgot my keys. So I'll show you that another time. It's just the tank mounted in the trunk. It's a small, like a 3-quart my friend gave me that he wasn't using, so I put it in the trunk to keep it out of the way. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with everything else. Everything else is going really good. The only thing I got to do still is my transmission is at a positive angle. It should be closer to flat. So my tranny mount's a little low. So at cruise, I get a little bit of U-joint noise. We're like right under the seat there by the tranny, right where it connects up. So we got to pull my tranny mount out, lower my transmission a little bit on a jack, and make a little bit more room for the tranny lines and connectors. And then we got the transmission lines go out kind of far and then 90 to the front of the car. I'm probably going to pull a transmission line, cooler line out of the trans and bend it into a tighter 90 and put it back up in to get more of an angle. If I can't do that the way I want, I'll probably just buy the screw-in ones, because this is a later model 4L80E. This is an older model where you can just screw in, like, I don't think they're 1/4 inch. I think they're other than 1/4 inch, but you can screw a 1/4 inch fitting into here, like 90s, and then hook it up. What happens is the later model 4L80E has a cooler line back here, and what sucks is it has to go deep into the trans. So if you unscrew this guy, it'll have like a tube on it that goes in, and if you just screw a fitting in, what happens is the fluid, it either doesn't come out or doesn't go back in where it should, and it burns out something. It's terrible. You'll blow up the trans in like less than 100 miles, people say, if you screw that up. So I'll be doing all of that, and then hopefully drag racing it Sunday on a pair of slicks we have laying around, and we'll see how it does, and then we'll go from there. I know it probably won't 60-foot that great. The brakes aren't that strong. They can't hold the rear tires at all. I have like no brake power back there. But what I have heard is swapping out the master cylinder with like a 93 Cobra. Apparently that's a badass master cylinder. I have a couple friends that drag race Mustangs, and they put aerospace brakes and everything on the fucking cars, and they still stop like shit. And what they ended up doing is putting that Cobra Master on, and it's, you know, 10 times better. The amount of force, I guess, the pressure you can get out of it. It's valved better and everything. One thing I did also, I don't know if I showed, this is my boost controller here. It's a Harbor Freight compressor regulator. And all I'm doing is taking boost out of the vacuum tree and adding pressure to the top of the wastegate. I don't know if I showed that or not before, but that's working great. Also, the turbo is working good. It hasn't blown up or anything yet, like everybody says they do. I don't know how that stuff starts, but I've never really had a bad Chinese turbo. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Just got to get this bitch out and drag racer. And once I get I have a pink slip still for this car, but I want to get my valid registration, and then I'll start being more of a retard with like burnouts and stuff like that. So if I get pulled over, I actually have like proper ID, and I'll get my friend or someone to video while I do some stupid shit as usual for your enjoyment. Other than that, that's the quick update here with my pig bin truck here, and then my Fairmont. That's it for now.